Hello, Facebook world. We've had some technical difficulties. Also, I forgot for a minute that we were supposed to be doing it at 11. So here I am by myself without Mary. She's probably watching, but we couldn't get her on my phone today. So I don't know what's going on. And we took last week off because it was a holiday and we just had a lot of stuff going on. So the summer is going to be a little bit crazier and a little bit more fun. So we'll just see how it goes. Um, I so my name is Amy Parson, and today I am going to just talk really briefly about how important our thoughts and our words are. And I have children coming in the room. Um, so I've been thinking about this a lot because I read a book about kind of deep meditation, and they talk a lot about how important our words and our thoughts are. And then just recently, I went to a little conference that also talked about that and how our thoughts and our words can really create reality in a lot of cases. And I was thinking about like when I was a kid, and when you are like in a dark room or something, and you think about it being dark, and you start thinking more and more about like monsters and scary things, or we had kind of a scary basement growing up, and we would run up the stairs. But as I was running up the stairs, my thoughts would be streaming with like people grabbing at my feet, or monsters trying to grab me. And it really like made my heart start beating faster and my breath start coming faster, and it really started creating like more of a reality for me, right? Not that that was happening, but our thoughts and our words really affect us and are really important. Also, in this book that I was reading, it talked about how, when you think about food, if you think about a specific kind of food, that you actually start salivating. And that's a really good example of like, it changes your reality, right? Your body starts preparing to eat food because you're thinking about food. So I just want to ask you, like, how are your thoughts about yourself? How are your words about yourself? What do you say to other people when they ask you, you know, how are you doing today? What do you say? And is it negative or is it positive? And I'm not saying you have to lie if you feel really crappy or something. You don't have to lie about it. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, if we're always saying, "Oh, I'm all right," or it's like kind of negative, then that's probably gonna be how you are feeling all day, right? In this same book, it mentions, I can't remember the guy's name. Sorry, I could probably put it in the comments later, but a man who studied the power of our words, and he actually like treated people by just having them take 2 times a day and saying 20 times to themselves something like, every day I'm getting better and better in every way, so something along those lines. And they just repeated that to themselves 20 times, 2 times a day, and that it actually changed their bodies and their health, and just really incredible things. So I just know it's really important. And I think I've actually talked about this before on here, and I probably will talk about it again. But be careful of what you say to yourself. Be careful of your thoughts about yourself. And we can change that, right? There's not a lot. There's sometimes we feel like there's not a lot of control over a lot of things, but one thing that you have control over is what you think and what you say, and you can absolutely change that. So that's all I have for today. I hope you're having a wonderful, health empowered day, and just watch those thoughts and those words. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.